Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Just off a road trip, the Pacers are back at home.
Well, the start of a homestand here, a short one, but nonetheless a very important one. So you want to get off to a good start.
Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot off that time. And it's the Clippers' ball. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side. But when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. But people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Here's Edey. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Gets the defender to sell out on the pump fake, then flips it in.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And Nurkic gets it to go.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots, so when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
He rifled that one in from distance.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
He gets it in there.
Boy, he is so dangerous from this area, guys. Even when Giannis is defended tightly, he powers through it.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Here's George. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor. And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it. Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first four.
Here's Pippen. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
I think this is one of the sweet spots for Pippen's jumper. He thrives in the mid-range game.
Mark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fitting considering the nickname, Indiana Pacers. And they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly. Catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander following the basket by Giannis. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
The classic combo guard. Gilgeous-Alexander is effective in the two-man game, especially on that first option, taking it himself.
Nobody near Nurkic. No good from outside. And so it's Pippen with it. He brings it up for the Pacers. They trail by 1.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Clark, the last piece of the puzzle for Giannis Antetokounmpo, winning that 2021 NBA title.
And you know, Kevin, think about this. When Giannis got that ring, he also had 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year award. Man, that's accomplishing a lot at just 26. Yeah, you know, the Greek Freak is extremely versatile. He's a 5-position player and does all of it at an elite level.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Nearly automatic. Gilgeous-Alexander, no slouch from the line.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Giannis, no good. Pacers leading by 5. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot's good on the assist by Pippen. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 10 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
It's Pippen with a drive. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. On the wing starts. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
It's important that you have big men who can shoot in this day and age, and this guy can really stretch the floor.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for Indiana. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pacers?
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
Now, here's Garland. Screen by Wiggins. From deep. Pacers with the rebound. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
Over to the wing. And that one's good, Abaji. With the rise of positionless basketball, Clark, this has to be the most difficult era to be a center.
I would not disagree with that, quite honestly. I mean, they're asked to do a lot. I mean, if they're not elite rim runners as centers and shot blockers, they've got to be able to shoot from the perimeter, not just in the low post. And they still have to be able to finish around the basket. I think the biggest thing is they have to cover more ground defensively because how the game is played offensively with a lot of movement and pick and roll.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Screen by Sabonis. And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Garland, no good. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Indiana. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that really scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
And now we'll send it over to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, for an update on Julius Randle. D.A.?
Well, guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Pacers. And after looking at it, he's told me that it doesn't appear as serious as they initially thought. And, of course, that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Ready?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. 19 points in the game. Out to the wing. Here's Nesmith. Sabonis. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot clock at 5. No one near Randle as he lets it go. Drains the 19-footer. Randle's got his second bucket tonight.
You know, it's encouraging to see Randle working on this shot. You can tell he wants to get better from there.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Up top, Randle. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Randle. Messi grabs the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by the Clippers. It's off to Utah after this game where they'll face the Jazz. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for him. That doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. 12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And, guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Substitution for your Pacers. Max Strus. Emmanuel Quickly.
19 seconds left in the first half. It's Strus on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. They can't stop the run with that one. He got it up. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Clippers ahead, up 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Clippers in the lead. To the middle. Clippers moving the ball around. Back to Giannis. Down low, inside. Giannis drops it in.
His size and length and touch make Giannis one of the best finishers in the paint.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. The Pacers making a switch here. Pacers trailed by 3. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Pippen. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. They set the screen. Edey. It's hauled in by Giannis. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. And the rejection by Giannis. Pass to Edey. Now Pippen, defended by George. Here's Edey.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Can't cash in from the high post. It's stolen by Randall. And there's the drive. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. There's the screen. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Los Angeles leading by 6. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Misses the 3. And so it's Indiana with it. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
Third personal foul.
And Gilgeous-Alexander understands how to draw contact, especially when he's looking to score.
A different look for the Clippers. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both. It's Garland with the ball for the Clippers. Wiggins outside. Lets it go with the 3. Sinks the 3-pointer. Wiggins has got the lead up to 7 now for Los Angeles.
I'll tell you what, how easy does Wiggins make the game look? I mean, in the flow, excellent stroke from distance. It's fun to watch.
For Indiana, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Clippers leading by 6. Pass to Agbaji. Wiggins with it. Right wing. Now Garland. A 3-pointer off the mark. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. And Salon gets it to go.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Now, here's Garland. Still without a basket. Pass to Salon. Screen by Wiggins. Just 5 on the clock. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Checking in for the Pacers, number 00.
Pacers trailed by 5. Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Pass to Riley. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Here's Edey. A three-pointer, no good.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide-open look.
In the corner, it's Wiggins. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland. And it's a 10-point Clipper lead.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
And how's that for a two-way effort? Garland right on top of that one.
Out left to the wing. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter. Now, here's Garland. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. A three-pointer, Wiggins. And the slam dunk by Pippen.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
There's the steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
Your Pacers,
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one.
52.
Clippers lead by 9.
Come on, everyone.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Pacers trailed by 9. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Here's Giannis. Does not get it. Third miss. He's made 4 from the field. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Count it. Good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 25 points in the game.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
They get the rebound. Pass to Nurkic. Knocked away. Giannis with it. He's picked up by Pippen. 4 on the clock. Back to Antetokounmpo. A three from Strus. Knocks down the three ball.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And, you know, at almost 7 feet tall, Antetokounmpo is dangerous down inside, really. I mean, the defense has to be physical with him if they want to have a chance at preventing him from scoring in the paint.
He's off on the second. Back to Strus. That three off the mark. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Clippers. They're led by as many as 14 points. Pass to Nurkic. Outside for George. Here's Caldwell Pope. Three-pointer. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Pacers trail by 4. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And watch out for SGA going to the basket. He will put it on your head if you're not watching.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. He's picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. That one's off. Still out of sync. Outside for Starks. Giannis high post. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
The three-pointer is right on target. Strus has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Indiana. Giannis slashing. Pass to George. From the arc. Scottie Pippen grabs the miss. Indiana trailing here. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. To the paint. To tie it up. He lays it in.
And after all that time, finally, they've been able to tie it up here in the fourth quarter. What a comeback and what a finish we have in store.
And their greatest enemy during that comeback was the clock, but they can finally stop worrying about time and start thinking about how to win this thing.
It's Pippen on the wing. Pass to Edey. Lots of room. Again, Indiana.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Edey to take the lead. That's in, coming off the assist from O'Neal. Edey's got 10 points here in the second half. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Three-pointer. Knocks down the trifecta.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Count it. A huge shot to tie it up.
And where some feel stressed, Gilgeous-Alexander feels strength. Love the confidence from the young fella.
For Giannis, his length and instincts on defense make him a feared shot blocker.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
It's Strus on the wing. Indiana moving it around. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander.
And that 7'2" wingspan for Nurkic, he can just gobble up shots. He
Big time.
relentless relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
And, you know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that about wraps it up. The NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Well, it was the Indiana Pacers winning their last game against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
You've seen, Doris, Paul George's journey from role player to MVP candidate.
There's a reason, Kevin, Paul George is one of the most emulated players in the league with young people. His game is so well-rounded, and maybe his best attribute is his adaptability. Paul George is equally comfortable either being the lead man, or if need be, he can play with 2 or 3 other stars and still be effective. Really incredible.
An amazing athlete. The length, speed, Giannis is borderline impossible to guard when he is playing downhill.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game.
Yeah, Max Strus developing the ability to play make for teammates. That's an on-time, on-target pass.
Here's Giannis, following the score by Indiana. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Julius Randle picks one up. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. And that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. Here's Indiana. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter.
Foul. John Starks. First personal foul. First team foul.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Tries again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Indiana's shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Free throw good. Edey. That one is no good. And here we go. The fast break with Giannis. The shot's good on the assist by George. Giannis has got his second bucket tonight.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Here's Edey. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Quick start here for the Clippers in this one. It's a 3-point game. Nobody near George. Those 3-pointers off the mark. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Pass to Edey. From past the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Edey's got 8.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot. Hot.
Outside, George. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. George has got his second basket of the game.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Here's Pippen. Here's Edey. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, my goodness. Great timing on the rejection by Nurkic. Such good defense there.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. Let's it go with the 3. On the basket by Starks.
Don't you love the awareness that Paul George brings to the table on a night-by-night basis? How about that pass?
Here's Edey. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And George gets it to go.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the 3s in time.
Here's Edey. From down in the low post, it goes. 12 points for him.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Indiana moving the ball around. There's 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. And he makes that one.
Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that three-level scoring ability, that time working the mid-range.
Pass to Starks. Nobody near Nurkic. Traps in the train.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Here's Edey. He's guarded by Nurkic. Here's Edey. That ball is good for another field goal. His sixth. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. And offensively right now, each team getting what it wants.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Clippers.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
And their assist total also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot clock at 5. The shot that time, not on target. Deflects the pass. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Riley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Clippers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Pass to O'Neal. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. The kick out to Sabonis. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Sabonis has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And it's the Pacers with the ball, trailing by 4. The kick out to Sabonis. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 to shoot. O'Neal on the wing. Jacks up a 3. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Clippers leading by 4. In the corner, it's Wiggins. To the left wing. Here's Salon. Offline with his 3. And so it's Indiana with it. Pass to Sabonis. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. No good. Shot missing.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Pippen, no luck. Here's Los Angeles now. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Pass to Messi. Here's Salon. Down low. Here's Riley. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, that's SGA in a nutshell right there. Quickness, length, guile, finishing on the interior.
There's the pick. Pass to Salon. For three. Knocks down the three ball. Salon's got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Domantas Sabonis set the longest double-double streak in over half a century last season with 61 straight double-doubles. He said it's awesome to be mentioned with the greats. It's my job as a big man to get rebounds and to finish. At the end of the day, you're just out there trying to win. Kevin?
Thank you, David. That double-double streak was a blast to watch. Historic in so many ways.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a two-pointer. That's a good shot, and now he's 3 for 7.
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
Substitution on the court.
Pacers trailed by 8. Knocked loose. 36 seconds left in the first half of basketball. The 10-footer hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 8 points.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Outside, George. Back to Giannis. Big time slam, Giannis! Oh, my!
This guy is such a tough cover in the pick and roll. Paul George threading the needle perfectly. Excellent pass.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Here's Starks. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Los Angeles, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we'll be right back after this. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. 8-point game. Outside, Hero. Randall down low. Still yet to score. Here's Quickly. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Here's Starks. A three-pointer, no good. Pacers trailed by 8. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. DB, ever since winning the most improved player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
Pass to George. Screen by Nurkic. Back to Antetokounmpo. Now Caldwell Pope. Screen by Nurkic. And again, no good by the Clippers. Pacers trailed by 6. Here's Hero. Rebound by Nurkic.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall. Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
Here's Randall. A putback. Edey. It's good on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Screen by Nurkic. There it goes out of Antetokounmpo. Outside, George. The tray. Edey with the rebound.
Ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Sun changes for Indiana. Pacers trailed by 4. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Pass to Riley. They set the pick. Here's Salon. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Clippers leading by 4. Lets the 3 fly. And that one's good, Agbaji. Agbaji's got his first 3 points of the game.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Screen by Sabonis. And a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now, I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge. Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Indiana moving it around. Screen by Sabonis. There's the triple. Sinks the triple. Sabonis has got 8.
Well, the rock-solid mechanics of Domantas Sabonis in the catch and shoot.
Inside, here's Wiggins. Scottie Pippen grabs the miss. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. They trail by 6.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Riley. Makes it off the glass. He's got 8. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. 12 points for him. 4 seconds left. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 6.
The Pacers, 41.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Clippers leading by 6. Outside, George. And it's Royce O'Neal with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul. Pacers substitution. Edey. Julius Randle.
Giannis outside. Into the lane. And it's denied. Here's Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Assisted.
Wow, excellent explosion off his feet by Julius Randle.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Outside, George. Kicks it out to Giannis. 4 on the clock. A nice shot by George. And 11 points for George.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pippen outside. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here he goes. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Boy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just slicing his way inside. No doubt on the finish.
Here's Giannis. Pacers with the rebound. It's Strus on the wing. Pass to Edey. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. On the wing. And again, it's Indiana.
Boy, this guy is an absolute force of nature on the offensive end. SGA, I don't know what the defense is going to do with you.
On the arc. And Nurkic gets it to go. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Shoots over Starks. The putback. No dice on the putback jam. Lets it go from deep. Julius Randle with the rebound. Pacers trailed by 5. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
The quick feet and hands of Caldwell Pope paying dividends at the defensive end.
Julius Randle under tremendous pressure with the big bucket.
3-pointer. And Paul George good for 3.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Starks.
Well, what a pump fake by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Gets the defender committed, and he'll go to the foul line.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
Banked in off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the calmest, most clutch players in the league. That's a big-time moment.
Pass to George. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. There's the 3. That one doesn't go.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And the other thing, guys, that they've been very effective at is shooting the long-range jumpers. The defense has been having trouble closing out to them in this game in particular.
And attacking with all that length. When Giannis drives, he's either scoring or at least getting the foul.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And they're unable to get the time basket there. Here's Starks. And the Clippers miss again. Indiana trailing here. Pass to Strus. Indiana moving the ball around. Stolen away. Here's the break. Here's Starks. Count it!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside for Pippen. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 5 to shoot. Hit by Randall. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
So the Clippers with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
Well, folks, that's going to...